All right, ladies and gentlemen, good Tuesday afternoon, morning. Sorry about that. Good morning. Good Tuesday morning. Hopefully, everybody had a great Labor Day here in the United States. We had an absolutely fantastic weekend. Good morning, Debbie, up in Oxford, Mississippi, man. It was what an experience tailgating in the Grove, just absolutely blown away. Love the school, love the people. Coming from Boca Raton and going to Oxford, Mississippi, you forget that people are actually nice and not rude. So we had a blast. Keeley had cheer camp on Sunday. I mean, the game was a blowout. They played Sister Mary's of the Blind, Georgia Southern. I don't think I had to Google. They're in like Savannah or something. Um, and a good week of or a good weekend of college football. Belichick didn't do so well last night. Catholics versus the convicts. Uh, I'm a Notre Dame fan, even though I live here in South Florida. I can't stand Miami. I mean, I'm from the original Catholics versus the convicts back in the day, man. Lou Holtz. Uh, is it Jimmy Johnson? Yeah, I think it was Jimmy Johnson. But great college football this weekend. So I think she's going to look at Bama too. But definitely like 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 the SEC, like Ole Miss and all that stuff. Um, okay, what else is going on? It's interesting because Fox News reposted or kind of refreshed this news story because the House Oversight Committee is getting closer. Navy accused of neglecting brain issues among pilots in new House probe. Oversight Committee requests data on cognitive dysfunction and mental health issues affecting F-18 pilots. So it's interesting. I talked to what's her name, Jennifer Griffin. I did an interview the other day with Jennifer Griffin on Fox News. If you didn't watch that and you're so inclined, you can watch it right here. She was blown away. I mean, she's like, it was a 15-minute interview, and she said, Wiz, we got to get this on the air within the hour. I'm going to put this full interview up on the website. So we're waiting to get it because she was blown away. I'm like, where do 99.9 of F-18 pilots go when they're done flying in the military? They go to the airlines. Guess what's going on? And she had no clue about the foundation. She had no clue about anything. But what's interesting is I haven't heard a single word from the House Oversight Committee. I mean, I don't have to go testify or they don't need to talk to me, but I was kind of the first whistleblower on all this crap years ago, 5, 6 years ago, man. So whatever. She's like, nobody's reached out to you yet. I'm like, yeah, I'm good, but I would hope, Chairman Comer or the ranking minority member or whoever would like to talk, but maybe not. Anyway, so that's what's going on. Any other admin items? Nope. We're in a joint brief, so welcome aboard, solo Amazon folks and our primary members. Let's go ahead and get airborne. Uh, last was it Friday? Friday aftermarket close. Some appeals court struck down Trump's tariffs. Shocker. 7-4. Very, very partisan ruling. I'm shocked, right? Are you guys shocked? But and it's sad because no matter how hard Roberts tries, right? Every once in a while he'll side with the three crazy liberals and make it a 5-4. Just to it's over with, Justice Roberts. Everybody, who something happened this morning, and the news led with an Obama appointed judge, and I'm like, wow. So the last vestige of America, right? An independent judiciary. I've known for the majority of my life, judges are not independent, the majority of them. It's sad. They are human, robes and flowing robes and a high chair, like God, right? Some of them view themselves as God, especially since they're unelected. Uh, but we've lost the judiciary too. That idiot Generon or Enron or whatever his name was up in New York City going after Trump. and the New York appeals court pounded him into the dirt, and Letitia James. And that'll go to the New York Supreme Court. And if they don't completely throw it out, Trump will take it to SCOTUS, and it should be 9-0, but it won't. Anyway, here's what I'm getting at. Gap down in the S&P 500. Ooh, what's going to happen to the Trumps? Well, first of all, the court said they can stay in effect until mid-October as we go through this stuff. But remember, and if you don't like it, change the law, right? He is operating under, what's it, the 19, somewhere in here, 1977 International Emergency Economic Powers Act. So if you read what is in there, kind of makes sense. This is kind of an emergency. We're getting screwed. We have been getting screwed, blah, blah, blah. His rationale, again, if you don't like the guy, he's a king, he's a dictator, and you hate this rationale, but and if you like the guy, you love the rationale. As an independent person, when I just read what that law says, I'm like, I can see how he can see that. It'll go to the Supreme Court. So market doesn't like that, right? The tariff things were, here was the nightmare back here. It's almost aging off the left side of our radar scope. And then here's everything's great with tariffs, and we're bringing in money, and he's bringing down the deficit. And hell, we might even issue a check to Americans, tariff checks that you guys are making money on. And then we get a smackdown like this. Remember, folks, markets are forward looking. They're always forward looking. And this is in the past, technically. And then now it rears its ugly head. I should have led this brief with welcome to September. Welcome to the September October shit show. If you're new, welcome, but you can set your watch to this. What happens at the end of September, right? And I call the shit show set up. It's usually the middle of September to the middle of October. When does the United States government's fiscal year end? Right? It's coming up now. So September used to be the best flying in the United States Navy or any military. Why? You had to do a dump X. If you had bombs left, I used to fly so many costs, especially as a reservist, man. September money. Why? Here's the rationale of government spending. If we don't spend all of our fuel money, if we don't drop all of our bombs or shoot our bullets, we're not going to get it for next year. So October, folks. So let's start rippling through what's going on. Trump's September is filled with tough deadlines. Oh boy. Sit up straight when you listen. Avoiding a oh boy. Do you remember this? Do you remember months ago, however many months ago? I hate using this term, but they use it. I guess I'll use it. Kicking the can. All we do is it's not a can. It's not even a barrel anymore. It's a dumpster. It's like next door the construction site, this big the 18-wheeler dumpster. You can't even kick it anymore. But anyway, we have what? We got a couple weeks to to go through this kabuki theater again. And then obviously the Russia-Ukraine peace agreement. We have a ton of stuff on the radar for this month that is not good. So, and recently Trump has clawed back, I think it was 4.5 billion. Trump's recent clawback of billions in foreign aid without congressional approval has brewed distrust between lawmakers and the administration, right? So does the president have the power to claw back money that Congress already appropriated? I don't think so. This is one he should lose. Like it or not, Congress has the power of what? Say it with me. The purse, not the president. That's a check and balance. So he might lose this one. Beyond the Ukraine-Russia thing, train wreck, people are still dying, nobody cares. Beyond deal making, Trump faces uncertainty about the legality of his tariffs. So we have, and obviously the HHS thing going on with Kennedy. It's so funny to watch, uh, you know, all the people who drove around by themselves in their Priuses with their mask on, all these mask holes, all these Branch Covidians are now frothing at the mouth about what Kennedy's doing and all these people resigning from the CDC. Fauci, yes. Where'd you come up with the 6 feet of separation? Yeah, we made that up. Wait, say again. The healthiest people in this country, our children, the lowest at risk. What did you do to them? Oh, we closed schools and locked them up at home. Oh my God. Then what did you do to the healthiest men on this planet? United States Navy SEALs, young men at the prime of their physical fitness in their life. Oh, we forced them to get that gene juice too. And if they didn't, we threw them out of the Navy. And the ones that got it all have heart problems. The trust the science crowd. If that's your science, we made it up, you're all fired. We could burn the CDC and the HHS to the ground and start from scratch, and I'd be a happy human being. So all these people can't stand what Kennedy is doing. I think it's fantastic. Fauci should be in prison. He's a murderer. That's why he got a pardon by Joe out the door, or he didn't. The auto pen, right? All the staff. He knew nothing about that stuff. So Congress gets back today. Here we go. Um, Negotiations between the two parties are likely to be more complicated than usual. Oh boy. So I'm not even going to go through the rest of it. Bottom line, you ready? Septoc shit show. I mean, look at this headline. Congress returns from break as shutdown threat looms. Oh boy. Congress returns from recess to a packed September agenda, facing a September 30th shutdown, high profile hearings, and major policy battles. Are you getting what I'm laying down? I'm going to have this in your mind in the background. What have I told you? Bounce off 20, bounce off 20, bounce off 20. Oh, missed one, bounce off 20. Now they're getting what? The bounce off 20s are getting a lot closer together, folks, and we are way over our ski tips up here. We are primed for an implosion here. And I love the way I flow my briefs. You can tell I actually prepare. US stocks are now pricier than they were in the dot-com era. Oh, here we go, baby. The S&P 500 has never been this expensive or more concentrated in fewer companies. Whoa. I mean, we kind of know this, right? You're in half solo Amazon right now in our joint brief. Before we dig into this, let me remind you, namaste, be present. This is not the dot-com era. The dot-com era, me sitting in the ready room of Marine Fighter Attack Training Squadron 101, day trading stocks between flights. There's no way in hell I could have predicted 6 years later or 8 years later, I'd be sitting in the Chicago Board of Trade at ground zero during the global financial crisis and the Fed would jump in to save capitalism. So stop with the left side of the chart. This is not the dot-com era. Now, I'll give it a little bit of, and we have an NVIDIA hedge on, don't we? History might not repeat itself, but it can certainly rhyme. All bubbles end. I absolutely think we're definitely in an AI bubble, period. And we'll talk about that in a couple minutes. So we over our ski tips. I remember seeing headlines like this when I started reading the Wall Street Journal around this time, man. So uh, you guys know all this, right? We've been talking about this we nailed the bottom, didn't we? So if you got your bullish on America trade right there, I expect a nice Kwanzaa present, right? But as we nailed it, and all the other panicins were, bailing out around here, we bought right there, and you are being paid off handsomely. But on the way up, what have I told you? Just like the slave and the chariot, Caesar returning, all glory is fleeting. What goes up must come down, and we are primed for a shit show right about now. This is comical. So Democrats are now at the point of defending felony level activity as long as it didn't happen during her current job, which actually it did because Polte made a third criminal referral on this woman. She did break the law when she was a Fed governor. Can you believe that's where these people are? She hasn't denied it, right? Just about well, not everybody. All the liberals are just frothing at the mouth that you can't fire this woman for cause. Has she denied it? No, that's not the point. Oh, that's great. I love this. I love Democrats defending crime, criminals, and not safe cities. That big tank Pritzker in Chicago with his nutty cousin. God. How about the Catholic school shooting in Minneapolis? Usual suspect, another Christian school, more children murdered by trans violence. And of course, if you attack the murderer, you get attacked. And the fact that these people make fun of prayer, they are ghouls. Making fun of prayer tells me you know nothing about God. Period. I'm not even going to drop anchor there, but this is comical. Please go into the next election cycle defending felons. Well, if she did commit mortgage fraud, it was before she's a Fed governor, so you can't fire her for cause. Are you shitting me? A sitting Fed governor in charge of mortgages and interest and rates, and uh, it's like saying if you're the CEO of a company and you find out your CFO is committed financial crimes before you hired them as CFO, you can't fire them. These people are idiots. So let me get this straight. It's a one-way door into the Fed. The president can hire, all you can do is hire. It's a one-way door in. I mean, who doesn't love unelected bureaucrats in our government, accountable to no one? This is comical. Their filing was comical. And the same attorney, Abby Lowell, what a piece of shit. I can't stand that guy. He defended Hunter Biden, a crack addict. It's awful. Anyway, I had to bring that up because it's just comical. Great article in the Wall Street Journal op-ed. Suddenly, the Democrats want an independent Fed. This one rips through everything under Joe Biden. Remember the equity and this, and they turned the Fed into DEI and um, you should read this when you get a chance. It's so funny. This one goes bullet by bullet by bullet by bullet about how political the Fed was under Joe Biden. And of course, we all know because we're smart, the 50 basis point cut in front of the election, which was just an absolute hyper-partisan disgrace. So this is simmering in the background. Why am I rambling about this? It's not a ramble because when, not if, she gets fired and Trump puts his guy or gal on there, he's going to own the Fed eventually, folks. You might not like it. If you want a friend, get a dog. We will see a rip your face off rally. They're going to be cutting interest rates, and we might have negative interest rates. Might see hyperinflation. We might see an absolute horror because of all of that. But guess what? I don't, as an American, I care. As a trader, I don't care. I'm going to trade the rip your face off rally with my bullish trades, my bullish on America trade. And if or when hyperinflation and the train wreck happens, guess what Uncle Wiz is also going to do? Make money on the way down. So technically, as an American, I care. I get it. But you guys are here to print money, and so am I. I really don't care. As a matter of fact, I'd love for that to happen. Hyperinflation, let's just cut rates to zero, refinance my house again, pull a shitload of money out. I will play this game. One more time, if you want a friend, get a dog. It might not be the best thing for the country. It's going to be very good for us. NVIDIA predicts cooler growth after sales record. Oh. Surging data center revenue didn't meet analysts' expectations for the second quarter. Even NVIDIA has speed limits. Oh, strong AI chip sales come up a bit short for markets, only $4 trillion company. This, ladies and gentlemen, NVIDIA got what? They got the Amazon treatment. Oh my God, insanely good earnings. They weren't super insanely good. Oh, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit, excuse me, of a, you know, crack in the armor, little ching. And of course, on a day like today, SIBO's the only green in my portfolio, which is wrong. I should have a trudge on here. So does anybody, this has got a long way to go, man. Does anybody, I don't know if, well, Solo Amazon, you weren't in this last week. Does anybody have any questions on the NVIDIA hedge? James, or was it, I forget who asked, somebody last week said, what do we do with NVIDIA now that NVIDIA is going down? Nothing. I the trade that I covered is a year and a half out into the future. It's a hedge. We don't do anything. We laugh. We hope ain't a strategy, Wiz. We want you want me on that wall. You want Nvidia to implode. If the A not if when the AI bubble pops, it will. There isn't a single bubble in the history of anything that didn't pop. The trade will print money. So solo Amazon people, did you should not just be in solo Amazon, but do you want, let me be a nice guy. I'm going to give you all that. Where's the trade plans right here? Trade plans. Was it in here? Nvidia, bubble pop. Yeah. So I don't have time. Excuse me. I don't have time to go through this because we got work to do, but I'll give you this right now if you didn't do this. So we did, it's called a 1x2, right? It's a put back spread tactic. Let me give you both these documents, solo Amazon people, and you can do this on your own. Where's the chat box right here? I love this instead of the old stuff right there. That's put back spread analysis and bubble pop. Open. There's one. That's the bubble pop. So for solo Amazon folks, I think we did this in AR last week, accelerated retirement. So if you're just in solo Amazon, take a look at that. You got some homework to do. If you want, I briefed last week a tactic called a 1x2. It's a bull put spread that buys a long put. What? That sounds weird. Exactly. I literally had to blow the dust off my Chicago stuff. I haven't looked at some of the at that tactic in what, almost 20 years. Why? Really haven't had a super bubble. Um, Nothing under Obama was bubblish except him. Trump the first. No, I mean this is so enough. Watch the replay from last week, maybe. But take a look at the NVIDIA put back spread, it's called, or it's called a 1x2. If or when NVIDIA, the pop happens, you're printing money. Let's just go look here. I love it. It's looking good. Um, it would everything pops, folks. You just know this that nothing has not popped. That just gets so that we're rolling over. Below the 50. Take a look at a 2-year chart here. We got a ways to go, baby. I'm telling you, hell, the could see the if we get a big September oct shit show, man, you could see a big pullback here. Okay. So solo Amazon, my peeps, go. I can see them both in chat box, print out both those documents, read them, and upgrade into our other services so you can go check out what's going on here. Show you the trade real quick. How about we do that? Any questions on this? Because I know somebody had a question like, hey, now what do we do? I'm like, we wait. It's a Dec26, right? Dec26 trade, year and a half ish. I did for a 2x4, so to speak. Sold 2 of the 180s, bought 4 of the 150s. Really cool tactic, folks. It's a really, really, really cool tactic. If you think something's going to pop and implode. Alibaba creates AI chip to help China fill the NVIDIA void. Oh, Chinese tech companies spark market exuberance by signaling they are catching up to the US. I'm telling you, folks, I'm telling you. NFT, metaverse, what else? All the other crap that I've warned you about that I've been right about for the past, nailed it. Um, JG, what do you mean? What happens to it? Remember, JG, it's a bull put spread, right? Median answer is you run the risk of assignment at all times. But as part of what's your max loss in that bull put spread? You know your max loss in a bull put spread. It's a credit spread. Okay. The other long put, that's why you need it to super crash. You don't need it in the dead zone sucks. Remember? I can't drop anchor for too long. Go watch the replay. There's a dead zone. So with the put back spread, if we're wrong and it goes up, I think we actually did that for a credit. You get paid to have that hedge on. If it pops and implodes, you print money. There's a dead zone, right? We talked about this last week. There's a dead zone. Okay. You run the risk of assignment, but that risk of assignment is offset by what? That other long put, right? So it's a bull put spread with a long put out here. If it implodes, technically the max potential, you can exercise that, right? So bull put spread, implosion, exercise the long put if you're assigned on the short there. Okay. You have another long put. So yeah, make sure you watch the replay, folks, because a lot of people, but anyway, so all of these headlines, ladies and gentlemen, cooler growth after sales record, and China. I'm telling you guys, did where's my solo Amazon headline from a year ago? Am, Amazon making its own homegrown chips that will be cheaper, and say it with me, faster than Nvidia. Did you hear what I just said? Amazon is a massive everything. We just got groceries the other day. We got entertainment. We got everything in Amazon, folks. What do you have in Nvidia? This, chips. Oh, you want to talk about not diversifying? It's Nvidia. I'm telling you, I feel this, folks. I feel this. So put back spread on Nvidia will be great. How about this headline? AI, CBS News. AI is leading to thousands of job losses. I've already told you this, but we're seeing more and more articles about this, folks. The U.S. job market, already showing the strain from global trade tensions, is showing early signs of a critical issue. Ladies and gentlemen, seriously? This is terrifying. Do you understand what's coming? I do. I'm a kid of the 80s, man. I know it's coming. It's going to kill all of us. So not only are government employees getting canned all over the place, but AI is destroying the workforce. You going to be bullish on that? You want to be bullish on something that's destroying the workforce? I get it. I mean, hell, I've seen. Can I brief you on that? Wherever I saw it, it's like unnamed doctor, like AI, people are coming into the emergency room with like AI answers, and I wouldn't even thought to do some of the things that the AI did. That ended up being the right answer or the right blood test or whatever. I get it. I get that. But here's what's so funny about, well, no, AI is going to optimize a bunch of stuff and make things better. Who's going to be able to buy whatever AI makes better? When you're broke, who cares that things are optimized? So this is why I'm bringing up the NVIDIA thing again. If in the near future we get some sort of AI bubble pop because everybody starts to realize this, man, we'll see. I could be wrong. AI-powered drone swarms have now entered the battlefield. In a new frontier for warfare, Ukraine is using technology to allow groups of drones to do what? Communicate, make decisions, what? Independent of their operator. AI is, I shared with you last week the New York Times article about coders, like once 170 grand a year graduating, starting positions for coding is gone. AI is coding itself. We don't need a booger eater from Berkeley to sit here for 8 hours a day. I'll do it in 2 minutes. Now the AI killing machines are autonomous and talk to each other. If you don't know, that's what the next generation NGAD airplanes are. It's just a dude or a lady sitting in their, F-35 controlling drones, or not even controlling drone swarms, being the mothership, and all of them going out and figuring out how to kill people the most effective way. I've shared with this before. These drone shows, like, oh, we don't do fireworks anymore. We do drone shows. I'm like, nope. I never go to the. I went to one at Lakeland at Sun and Fun. I'm like, this. I went and sat in the car. I'm like, this is freaking me the hell out. Somebody's going to push a master button on one of those one days, and it will be a 9/11 terrorist attack. All the drones will sort a human and fly right near your forehead with a little explosive. Trust me, that's going to. If I can sit in a live trade brief and talk like this, don't tell me there's not some dude in a cave thinking like this. Now, oh, we make money off of it. I went to my trade, I went to my hedge fund. So the AI, the Wall Street Journal talked about blah, blah. Three publicly traded defense stocks that will crush it. Let's all give me a golf clap. Raytheon, the number one, according to my trading technology, which is ChatGPT. Raytheon's Coyote drone interceptor system. So we're all in this room, we're all old enough to remember reading Mad Magazine growing up, Spy versus Spy. I made these drones. I made a drone knocker downer. I made a drone knocker downer, knocker downer. Raytheon builds them and then also will sell you the defense to them. We will hang the last capitalists with the rope they sold us. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. Raytheon. Kratos. Huh. Jet powered attributable drones like the XQ-58A, the Valkyrie, designed to operate in swarms alongside manned aircraft, even to release smaller ones. What did I just tell you about? Growth potential. Analysts highlight Kratos as the leading AI based unmanned system developer positioned to benefit, blah, blah, blah. Whoa. And then AeroVironment. Okay, same type of thing. Small, tactical, and loitering drones. So when you look out your window and like there's no drones around, I'm going to try and run to the car to escape. And then it flies and blows your head off. So let's go look at those stocks. Where is it? Kratos. I was looking at these pre-market. Look at that chart year to date. $23 stock to 70. I think they went public. Look at this. This was a $9 stock. I failed. After October 7th, attacks. Look, write this one down. Kind of a double top up here, maybe giving a little bit back. AeroVironment, $238 stock. I think it's been around a lot longer. Yep. Look at that. 102 to 300. So, and it's kind of filling the gap here. Don't have anything for you right now on both of those. You know me, I'm a card counter. I don't walk up, sit down, and start placing bets. It's on my whiteboard. I'm going to keep an eye on these two. I like the other one since it's newer. Public, past couple years, 4 years ago, insane 2 year chart, maybe over the ski tips. Ditch number two, ditch number three, Wiz. I don't, they're kind of new. I'm going to stick with the one that's been around for a while. Exactly. I love our Raytheon, baby, right? Raytheon is the way to go. So, good looking Raytheon chart here. And it's hanging. I mean, in a day where the S&P's down, 1% right now, Raytheon's doing the hang. Synthetic stock, if you have synthetic stock on in Raytheon, out to Friday, I mean, the only strike you can do is the 160. I mean, and that would be the conservative strike. So if you have synthetic stock on Raytheon, we're kind of flat right now. Selling a single set 160 call is what I would do for Raytheon. If you're a solo Amazon person and that's all you got, Raytheon is our defense pick. It is our defense pick, period. Do a synthetic stock today on Raytheon all the way out into the future to Jan, sorry, Jan of 2027, period. It is the stock to buy in the space. Okay, Amazon.com, US Prime signups fell short. What? Of last year's aggregate and the company's own targets. Hmm. E-commerce giant registered I mean, what a staggering number. 5.4 million US signups over the 21-day run-up, 3 weeks, prior to Prime Day. Okay. That was roughly 116,000 fewer than the same period last year, and then 106 below target. I gotta be honest with you, I'm a political science major. That doesn't sound that bad. What am I, an idiot? I mean, you could find that in your couch, 5.1, and that's the miss. Okay. I mean, compared to remember this time last year, we were told what the economy's great. Jerome Powell just cut in 2 weeks from now last year. Jerome Powell did what? Surprise for Kamala Harris. I mean, for just everybody, it's a 50 basis point cut. Jobs are great. The economy is great. I mean, inflation's going up. Sorry, but here's your cut. I think this fall, a little tougher economic environment, if you ask me, but that, maybe I'm just nuts. Back to the trade desk. Let me walk over there with my coffee cup and ask, give me an update brief on Amazon and the year-end price target. Okay. We're underperforming the S&P 500 year to date. Amazon's up a little over 4, S&P's up almost 10. That needs to update that. That was pre-market. So there's a lot of chop in from people. Uh, you know, average 12-month price target 262, a low of 195. That's good to know, and a high of 305. Let's go down to consensus. The 12-month average is 262 to 264, about a 14 to 15% upside from the current level. Okay. What's driving these projections? I love this stuff. Growth drivers, AWS, obviously. Advertising. Wait a minute. I thought Google was the Death Star in online advertising. You'd be wrong. It's folks, they're Prime. Do you remember last year me frothing at the mouth? Amazon Prime. Yeah, you're gonna get ads too. What are you talking about? I'm paying Amazon Prime. No, it's Amazon Super Prime to get no ads on Amazon Prime. I hated it, but as a lover of Amazon, if you want a friend, get a dog. Excuse me. AI investments. Major capex wrap up 33 billion. What did Zuck the Cuck spend on the metaverse? 12 to 15 failed. Q2 earnings, we already know. Concerns, soft guidance, and the lack of clarity on an AI strategy triggered. Yeah, we all know that. Groceries might expansion might hurt margins. Okay, that's a good red team. Overall, just macro and cost pressures, tariffs, and everything like that. All right, gotcha. Final take, base case. Most analysts 262, 265, 15% upside. Morgan Stanley 300 to 350. Confidence in cloud and AI, and then we already know the cautionary. So there you go. So here's what I want to do because I have a bullish burner trade on out to January. To take care, what's a burner trade? You're looking at it. It's a bull put spread, the 185, 190. That's helping fund, doesn't completely fund a 250 call. Let's bring up a chart of Amazon. Since we might not get that 250, we might. I don't know, man. Look at the right side of the chart, Wiz. Exactly. Let's go. I just showed you some of the upside we could get. But here's what we could do, right? Not SPX, I wanted Amazon. AMZN. So I mean, 250's up here, man. We got September, October, November, December, January. 5 months to go in this trade. Okay. We can still, there's our gap down on earnings and filled the gap, and we got some chop going on right now. We are below today the 50-day moving average. Okay. This is chop. Look at It's almost like we do this for a living. Where's the chop around green, blue, and red? When you get into the circulatory system, these are magnets. We just gap down from Friday to what? To a blue line, to the 50 day. Let me zoom in a little bit. Let's go 3 months. So here's what I might do. And we're in it, folks. Welcome to September 2nd. We're in a Sept shit show. I already briefed you on everything. Here's what I'm rambling through. Instead of a burner trade, how about I leg into a bullish double vertical? I had that naked long 250 call up there. Why don't I sell a higher strike call to bring in a little bit of coin? Let's go out to Amazon first of all. Let's go out to Jan of 2026. Let me scroll down. I got a 250 call on right there. Right now, the existing position is a burner trade. Okay. I could sell, let's give it a $10 wide spread. One more time, a bullish double vertical is that bull put spread down there. And we could actually, but before I get going here on this, what could we do with this right now? We could roll that bull put spread up. As Amazon's been going up, you could roll that bull put spread. I mean, the lowest consensus for the next year is somebody's got a bottom at 195, right? Why don't we take profits and roll up the bull put spread? What would you roll it up to? I don't know. Hell, we can go up to 200, 210 or something like that. If there weren't so many ads on this thing and freezing my screen. So we could do something. Let's do a couple things with our Amazon burner trade. Okay. First of all, let's ungroup it. Let's take out those 250 calls and just leave them hanging on their own. So now we just have this bull put spread, the 190, 185. It's up 47%. Doesn't matter. I don't think Amazon's going to pull. If worst case scenario between now and January, we get even in the shit show down to 200 maybe. Let's adjust. Let's click roll and just see what strikes that did for us. So here's the existing. It changes, right? Sell by, and it rolled it up to the 195, 200 bull put spread. That's exactly, well, I'll do that for now. Let's do this one. Okay. Let's do it for 30 cents. So we're going to roll. Let me grab a screenshot of this. I am going to roll up the basement, right? So this bull put spread is a basement. And if you're new, if you're for all my solo Amazon, newer solo Amazon folks, I would do this bull put spread now, the 200, 195 bull put spread. Okay. Let me save this. Amazon 92. And then after we get done with Amazon, I have a bunch of other trades we need to talk about for the primary people. Okay. Is this making sense for folks? Okay. And with Amazon pulling back today, 2%, we're getting a nice premium. If you want to go more aggressive, folks, go up 205, 192 and a half, maybe even the 210. Right? Let's go take a look at what, selling the 210, buying the 205 does. You do something like that. Let's do 70 cents. I'm going to do this one. If Amazon, we get a shit show, we could, drop down to the upper teens, the teens. I'll do this one. Okay. Let me grab a new screenshot. Okay, so this is the bull puts for all the new folks. I would do this bull put spread now and look at make sure you're following me with the expiration. This is out to January. What are my commit criteria? Fall rally. We get a Kwanzaa, winter solstice, Christmas, Hanukkah rally upwards in the fall. Sept is going to be a little volatile, folks. I already briefed you, but after that, Amazon tends to run. So this bull put spread funds the long call purchase of the 250s. Okay, so I'm going to fire this one. Right now, that's a credit spread. A bull put spread is a credit spread, and I used it months ago to buy 250 calls. But I don't know if we're gonna rip all the way up to 250. We might not. We might get close or whatever like that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to leg into a bull call spread by selling 260 calls against this. Okay. So let's go up. I'm gonna sell a single 260 calls. So technically, I'm legging into a bull call spread. So no more burner trade. This is going to be a bull call spread. I'll do 475. Okay. There we go. And I got filled. So now let me put these together. Let me do a good grouping and I'll show you. So there's the long 250s. Where's my short 260s? There is the short 260s. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is a bull call spread. Let me save that. Okay. And then obviously we have the bull put spread right there that I'm trying to roll up. Let me just try and get this filled so we can look at something. I'll just see if I get filled at that. There we go. All right. So that'll be better. So I can just look at it as one trade. I'll put this all together and show everybody. Jan 26, Jan 26, Jan 26, and Jan 26. All right, here we go. So this, if you're new, is the trade I would do right now, today. Let me show you the picture first. Bullish double vertical. There's the bull put spread I just rolled up. There's the bull call spread I just legged into. Does everybody understand this? Now I'll do this. I'll show you that and grab a screenshot. So if you're brand new and just landed from the other side of Mars, this is the bullish double vertical I do out to January of 26. I'll grab a screenshot of the metrics page and then we'll take a look at some short calls for the week. It's funny though, man. Every week I look at like Amazon and I'm like, am I going to get blown out of these Amazon calls again? Let's just go look and you decide. This week, I don't think so because just Congress is back. We're in it. Welcome back, Congress. Okay, so Amazon, let's look at September 5th, which is Friday. Quick look at the chart. I mean, we have these big swings. This is iron. Oh, I forgot to celebrate. Did everybody in your solo Amazon? I forgot to congratulate myself. Did everybody enjoy your Iron Condor last week? I was just about to say, look at that chart. That looks like what? Great Iron Condor potential. So last week, I closed, I think it was Friday, I closed my Amazon weekly Iron Condor for a 90% profit. If you did 30 contracts, it was a $2,400 profit. There you go. Great looking trade. That was 3 years of your annual membership. The max afterburner site is down. What? There's the max afterburner site. Any questions on Amazon? I forgot our Iron Condor from last week. That was a beautiful trade. Let's go and send out a trade alert right now. New or updated Jan 26 bullish double vertical at everyone. I rolled up existing Jan 26 bull put spread and leg into bull call spread to make a bullish double vertical. I'll fix that. If you're a new solo Amazon member, this is the trade I'd do today. All right, now I'll grab the images. Uh, and before I send out that alert, let's just look at the short call so I can keep it all in one thing. Out to Friday, looking at the chart. Probably the 230s would be conservative. Let's just scroll down. Let's look at the price. 230 short calls against your synthetic stock would be conservative. 227 and a half would be a little bit more aggressive. I'll sell a 227 and a half short call. Also looked at a weekly short call versus long-term bullish synthetic stock. Okay. I sold the 227 and a half call. All right, now I'll put the image in there. I'll make that a separate line. Okay, click the image. If you got any questions on the bullish double vertical or the burner trade I was talking about, go watch your options weapon school. Shameless plug. Okay, click the image again. All right, there's the trade. Let me copy this so I can give it to my lifetime members. All right, there we go. Fired that trade alert. New Amazon. New. There we go. There it was. All right, then we'll go look at SIBO and JP Morgan and some other stuff. We'll go a little longer since we're in a joint brief. And you know what? Since the people are in here, I'll be nice and throw it over here. New or updated. There we go. Okay, any questions as I was posting all of this, just so everybody gets it? Okay. All right, let's go look at other stuff. Let's look at the model portfolio real quick. There's the NVIDIA trade. I did a 2x4 or it's a 1x2. This is Amazon piece of 27. I need to sell how many I got. I gotta sell that short call over here in the model portfolio. I did the 227 and a half. I did one contract. What else do we have? Oh, the bullish. I added a bullish on America trade in here. The D's out to, all the way out there. It's a little underwater. I just did this one last week to get it in this portfolio. I did two contracts, so that's a little underwater. That's okay. Personal account. I need to get some. Let's go look at SIBO. SIBO was falling back to earth. It's one of the few greens today. Folks, and people are like, oh, what's wrong with SIBO? What do you mean, what's wrong? That's a monster run, folks, from 200 to 250. You're welcome. There's your earnings, and we got a nice solid bounce off the 235. So, um, why the silence? I can't stand SIBO not having any volume. I'd love to be doing put spreads on this thing. It sucks. Why'd you do that? Wait, I didn't want that. Oh, that's all right. The hell did I just click? I want my news over here. All right, whatever. So SIBO, uh, this might be one of those weeks where we start a run here. So if I could, I'd do a bull put spread. Other than that, I'm going to sit on my hands. No short calls for SIBO, just because I would. Oh, there it is, right here. Um, Cybin is getting hammered. Anybody know why? Why is Cybin getting hammered right now? Doug Drysdale just left. I don't know under good or bad, but anytime there's a change of command that what was this known? I don't know. You should probably text Cody. He would know. Well, let's just ask the trade desk why is Cybin down, was it 7%? And it'll tell us. He resigned. CEO Doug Drysdale resigned. Cybin announced step down effective today. This shift in leadership resulted in cautious market reaction. Um, was this a surprise, resignation, or planned? There's no language in the release, of course they wouldn't, suggesting this was unexpected or abrupt. In fact, the tone is measured, forward-looking, and strategic. Okay. Plan transition. The resignation announcement appears structured and official, consistent with, okay. Okay. Well, there you go. So if it's uh this well, clearly the market didn't know about it. Seven, down 8%, it's a buying opportunity, right? Buy it on a pullback. I might buy 900 more shares so to give me 1,000, and I might start doing some covered calls against Cybin. I'm going to wait a little bit to see. I don't want to catch a falling knife. JP Morgan, love me some JP Morgan. Let me get a short call on. What a run, man. 3.8. Let me drop a line in there. For all the solo Amazon people, for all these names you see me ripping through, these are all long-term bullish positions that I have that I would add today. I love SIBO. I love Cybin. I love a tie. We'll get to MindMed in a second, or a tie. Uh, and why do I have all these lines in here? Does anybody see where the stock moves to and from? So I'd probably do 300s would be aggressive for the week as a short call. I would not do 297 and a half is at the money. I mean, 300s would be aggressive to me. 302 and a half would be conservatives if we're going to get a bounce here. 302, and I mean, this is technically a gap. I think, this is kind of the tariff crazy. We got a drill bit down here and filled that gap. 300 would be, no, I'll roll the bones. I'll do a 300. I'll sell a single SEP 300, buck 58. What else do I got? I got all our Amazons. MindMed. So somebody asked a little while ago about MindMed September. You know what I know, man, which is I don't know. We were supposed to be hearing good news, and I'm still waiting to hear the good news. So a lot of turmoil with Maha and RFK Jr. and CDC and HHS, but psychedelics are in the back. We don't stop, right? It's like, speaking of we don't stop, Friday I'm driving up to our retreat, our sanctuary, and I think we have 7 or 8 people in ceremony this weekend. Just because RFK and whatever. There's the psychedelic companies are doing their work in the background. Everything's good. Great call with Dr. Mash last week and the Ibogaine initiative. I'm flying over to Houston with Susie. On the morning of September 12th, because the night of September 12th, there's a big fundraiser with Marcus and more the Luttrells, Marcus and Morgan, and Dan Crenshaw at some big rich oil guy's house in Houston for Ibogaine. So that the work's going on, man. The work is going on. Um, so MindMed, again, you know what I know. I mean, up 2% today. It moves, right? I have synthetic stock on. I got short calls out to September uh at 10, you know, brought in 300, $400 to lower my cost basis. So I'm just hanging in that. Okay. Yeah, David, I don't know what to tell you. Greg, Wiz, is it possible to see what info you would put on your knee board for the trades place today? Not sure what you mean, Greg. Do you have a trade plan? Uh, do you actually have a TGO trade plan? Because that's what I would quote put on my kneeboard card today. I mean, I didn't write anything as we've been doing it, but that's kind of what I do when I get done here. Let me go to trade plans real quick. Do you have a TGO trade plan like this one? I mean, I kind of this is the trade. You know, what's my strategic mindset? What's my target? It's trading at this. Here's my 3 to 5 sentences, my commit criteria. It's the bull put spread I'm going to do on Amazon. Here's all the stuff you can fill out. Profit target when I eject, blah, blah, blah. Do you have this? Oh, just looking for to fill. Oh, so Greg, I could probably do a better job if you wanted me to go, no kidding. We are currently at step one, but as you can see, I kind of flowed through this, right? Especially for the Amazon bull put spread or the bullish double vertical. I went through solid commit criteria of the fall and Kwanzaa and everything like that. I told you what the tactic was. I showed you as I set up the trade. I think the only thing I didn't cover, Greg, would be down here, which would be what? With a bull put spread on Amazon, I rolled the existing one up. Um, but let's just talk through a bull put spread real quick. 7, 8, 9. If you're looking at a 70, 80, 90% profit on the credit you take in, close it. What did I do? I rolled it up. I rolled it up early. I think it only had 40% of profit in there, but I know Amazon and it's going to rip in the fall. Um, so I probably could have done a better job stepping through some of that stuff, but just have this thing out. And if exactly, you beat me to it. I was about to say, if you want, going forward, Greg, you could say, hey, what step of the trade plan are you on? Um, Usually during full throttles, the options weapon school stuff, I'll obviously go through. All right, now we're at step 6. This is a good section of the trade plan. Do you guys debrief your trades? I can do a better job at this publicly with you. I debrief mine like Amazon, Iron Condor last week, weekly 90% profit. Let me go back to that real quick because I kind of skipped through that. We just did all our short calls. I talked Raytheon short call already. We talked psychedelics. Let's go. I'm liking Amazon. Yeah, when Amazon starts trading in a range, I'm liking the Iron Condors. We go through some Amazon Iron Condor times until it decides to do a run. Um, it's doing this you know, 232 and a half, 222 and a half. Um, let's do what I did last week. Let's look at potentially legging into an iron condor, starting with a bull put spread. Um, let's go look at Amazon, some strikes. Let's go take a look at Amazon out to Friday. It's September 5th. Let's go look at the puts because I want to look at a bull put spread first. Yeah. What did I just say? 222 and a half. It's almost like I do this for a living. So 222 and a half, remember that. And let's go out to Friday and look at the at the money straddle now. Out to Friday, which is September 5th. So the bottom would be around 217. What strikes do we have down there? 217 and a half. There might not be a lot of premium in that, folks. 217 and a half, 215. Yeah, let me just do one contract for now. The 220 is a 1 to 0.26. Let's go look at the chart real quick. 220. Yeah, I mean 220, we got double bottoms on 220 down here, and it was a nice support. Now, don't do this if Wiz, you just said welcome to September. It's September 2nd. Welcome to the September shit show, you said. Step one, no trade is a trade, cash is a position, sit on your hands. Okay. But let's go back to this Amazon chart. We're in the spaghetti. 6-month chart showed it better. Again, don't force any trades, but my spidey sense is tingling. This is like, we're in the spaghetti here. Also, unless we get a gap down to the 200 down here, we might actually get a little bit of a snapback, right? Amazon, every time it's, except for the post earnings, scratch the post earnings gap down. Every time we've gotten down to this spaghetti here of the 50-day, it's been up until today, and we're hanging. The 50-day has been support. There's no man's land underneath it down to that. If we get something horrific this week, remember, folks, it's Tuesday. It's also a shortened week. So I actually like this trade. I just talked myself into it. So there you go, Greg. That was all your commit criteria, all my commit criteria. I don't know what yours would be. So I like this trade. I like selling a single September 5th, 220 put. I like buying a 217 and a half for 52 cents, 53 cents, plus or minus about 2 cents. Okay. Write down $1.04, 104. Why? That's where I would maybe eject. I didn't say definitely eject. I said maybe eject. Why do I say maybe? Why? Because I don't know why in the future, sometime later today, tomorrow, or Friday, it could increase in credit to 104. We want 53 cents. We don't want $1.06 or whatever it is. Okay. Let me grab a screenshot of this. So let's look at a weekly bull put spread on Amazon. And maybe, I didn't say definitely, maybe legging into an iron condor this week, just like I did last week. I think we started last week with the bull put spread too, and then I added the bear call spread as it recovered. So maybe copy paste from what we did last week. Now let's look at this screen. The first place we look is max potential loss. We never look at profit first. We always look at loss and say, okay, that's acceptable to me. I know my max risk. I put a check mark there as the pilot in command, the tick, the trader in command. Now I can look at max potential profit. I'm risking 197 to potentially make 53. Acknowledged. It's above my minimum on a credit spread, a standalone credit spread. I want a minimum of 1 to 0.25, my risk to reward ratio. Okay. So this is a good looking bull put spread at the Friday. Grab a screenshot of that. So maybe legging into a weekly bull put spread. Maybe. We'll see. Amazon. What's your commit? Why would you leg into an iron condor? Well, Amazon turns around and starts running. Okay. If it starts super running, if something's on a pair, either join it or get out of the way. Okay? If it just kind of recovers and starts going up a little bit back towards 226, the 20-day, maybe I'll put a ceiling on it. Okay. Sound like a plan? And the 104 is from a sell to close at 184. Yeah. So Greg, remember, you sell to open a bull put spread. You sell to open it. It's a credit spread. Whenever you sell something, right? Sell to open, you would buy to close the spread. And every broker on the planet automatically does that for you, right? If you get filled and you're in a bull put spread and you're like, hey, I'm at 789. I'm making 70% in this bull put spread. Maybe I want to get out. At least on E-Trade and every other broker, when I click close, the brokerage platform automatically switches that and it goes to buy to close, right? And I don't know a single brokerage platform out there that doesn't do that. It'll automatically switch stuff on you. All right. Uh, New Amazon weekly bull at everyone. Uh, might leg into weekly iron condor, starting with a bull put spread. Grab the image. There's a bull put spread right there. There's the metrics. Let me remind you, Wiz, I don't know, man. I'm getting September shit show vibes. No trades a trade. Don't do anything. Amazon weekly. All right. That's the hunters. We're in a joint brief, so they'll get that too. And lifetime. Amazon. So I ran out of time, but I'll cover this tomorrow in AR. Shameless plug for just solo Amazon people to upgrade. I'm going to cover a Tredge, an SPX Tredge, to cover a potential. I mean, Temu Obama, Hakeem Jeffries. Do you think he wants to give President Trump anything by the end of the month to keep the government open and prevent a shit show? No. Whatever happened, when did this happen? For however many months ago when we were going to shut down and all, so buckle up, Buttercup. Get your mouth guard, your helmet on, and your chin strap fastened because we got a storm coming. I feel it. I'm all red on my porch in Mississippi with a tornado coming, man. I feel it. There's no way the Democrats who are getting their asses handed to them in polls and fighting the president on law and order. I mean, it's not a good look. They need some wins, and I think did you see the mayor in DC though? And the president's True Social? He's like, good on her. And what did she say? She's like, I'm actually at the point now. Thank you, President Trump. Past 2 weeks, we haven't seen a single murder. Carjackings are down 95%. I mean, I'm like, oh my God, a Democrat with a brain. Could you imagine? I look forward to working with President Trump to make Chicago safer. Did you see 5 people got slaughtered over the weekend? And again, another Temu Obama in Chicago is, we will fight if federal troops come into, if the National Guard comes into Chicago, we're going to fight them. What? How many people just got killed in Chicago this weekend? That guy is a jackass. Now, another famous Chicagoan once said, "Elections have consequences. Then enjoy your consequences, Chicago. It's a shithole." Last time I was in Chicago, walking down Michigan Avenue, it was a disgrace. Wow. But good on the DC mayor saying, you know what? Thanks. So anyway, I'm gonna tease you for tomorrow. We're gonna do I'm gonna get a dredge on, man. I feel this. I feel it. I feel this coming. Something's got to give. Hey, if you're just in solo Amazon and you just want to also be in AR, you can actually, it's $1 cheaper than solo Amazon. It's $96 a month. If you don't want to do the whole full throttle stuff, you can just do AR, it's accelerated retirement, 96 months a month, or what is it like annuals 960. So there are some people that are just in solo and just in AR. They don't do primary in the middle. So that's doable too. If you want to come tomorrow and check out, we're going to do an SPX dredge because and as we're Again, I'm way too long. I got 11:30 meeting. Uh, take a look at the SPX today. This is another reason why I'm going to do it. We got what? Gap down. We didn't even come close to filling the 64.25 would have been a gap fill. We got up to 64.25 and failed. This is bearish. This is bearish. Another reason why, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do that Amazon bull put spread. This could be the beginning of the shit show in earnest this week, okay? But this is not a good looking SPX chart. Gap down, there's half the gap. We got we got to a quarter of the gap and failed. That's bearish. So you want to come tomorrow, and I'm going to cover an SPX trudge. I didn't say trade. I didn't say hedge. I said trudge. And if you don't know what a trudge is, you clearly didn't watch your full throttle training. Terry, you can always do that, right? There are people who got into the original bullish on America trade back in April, who are up filthy money. Can't hurt. Um, for other, so immediate answer is yeah. Nobody in the history of profit has gone broke taking a profit. You cannot go broke taking a profit. If you're more like I am with a bullish on America trade, I don't look at it, man. I'll look at it in a year or two. Maybe I'll look at it once a year on my birthday and be like, how's that bullish on America trade doing? If you're set it and forget it, remember when I placed these bullish on America trades, what did I tell you? It ain't a straight line. I've showed you my S&P 500 long range picks. There's been that. There's been that. What's the trend? Up and to the right. Is it a straight line? God, no, there's that, there's that. It's up to you. If you want to take profit, you ready for this? In that bullish on America trade, 5 years out in the future, there will be at least, I'll say three. There will be three bear markets. There most likely will be a bear market next November when the Republicans lose the House and he's impeached 98 times by Hakeem Jeffries. The market will not like gridlock. It will suck. We're going to get back to Russia hoax, and it's coming. Marketing that might be a bear market excuse. Trump installs all the sycophants into the Fed. They cut interest rates to zero. We get Weimar hyperinflation, and we're in a horrific 19. We're in Nixonian Carter shit bear market. What's the third one going to be? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Let me throttle that back. I'll say two. I want to revise and extend my remarks like they do in Congress. For the bullish on America trade, we will have two pullbacks in the next 5 years of at least 20%. That's the definition of a bear market. So why am I rambling through all of that? Because I don't want to hear from people saying, oh, my bullish on America trade's getting hammered. Duh. I never said it's a straight line. So long answer, short question, Terry slash, why not? Wiz, I'm looking at triple digits in my bullish on America trade. Great. We get a September, October shit show, pullback of 2-3%, reload. Or if you did a couple contracts, Wiz, I did three bullish on America. I'm going to take one off. You could do something like that. Does that make sense? If you're just in solo Amazon, that's a failure. You go watch, and you have no idea what we're talking about. Go watch the original bullish on America trade. So you are ready to put on a new one when when it's time to reload. If you don't know how to do it, where is that? 3 months ago, right there. Bullish on America trade. Share. Copy. It's like one of the highest watched videos in the past year. There it is right there. So click on that. If you're just in solo Amazon, you have no idea what did I just tell you about the S&P 500? I do this for a living, man. Look at that. Now we're back down to where we opened. Boom, look out below. Good stuff. Come tomorrow. Absolutely come tomorrow. We're going to get a trudge on. Maybe I'll put it on this afternoon and throw it over in the Hunters and the Max Afterburner. That's why you want to be in our lifetime group eventually, or our Why was there confusion? Folks, at the top of right here, it said joint brief happening in 10 minutes. It said this the entire weekend. So Kinch, Arrow, I hope you guys are in here. I got an email. It was at the top. It was on the calendar. I don't get how we're confused. All right, guys, I got to go. I'll get the replay posted here shortly after my call, and I'll send out a follow-up email with the trades in there, even though I just posted it in everything. So, um, Tony, add a good to close. American trade order in to buy another one. There you go. I like that, Tony. That's not a bad idea. That is a good idea. Okay. Any other questions? Don't forget, you can always chat me. Don't abuse it. I can't sit here all day and chat with everybody. But if it's, remember, folks, if you chat me like a direct trading questions, I'm not going to answer it. I don't give individual investment advice. If you post it for everybody to see, then I will answer it. Okay. One to many is cool. One on one, I just don't do it. First of all, it would be technically illegal, and I don't operate in the gray. All right, guys, I got to go. Have a great rest of your day. Fights on. Namaste. And Basi Basi, whiz out. I'll see you guys tomorrow for AR, Accelerator Retirement. Cheers.